So welcome you all. Today's session is launching your career, living your values, interests, and passions. Before I talk about who I am, I actually want to tell you a story. So please listen up. While I was at Dominican University, I met a young man. His name is George Stanton. George Stanton. And while being at Dominican in career services, very much like Tori Nair, he met with me and we sat down and he talked about his passions. He talked about his values and he talked about his interests. Guess what he told me he was interested in? Now, for those that hung out with me last summer when you all invited me in, don't share. He shared with me that he wanted to be a magician. Now, I had never seen a real live magician before. Okay. My husband he dabbles in that type of work, but my husband didn't want a career out of it, but George Stanton did. And he said to me, I am passionate about bringing people together. And for him, bringing people together looked like being a magician. Now, his parents did not want that for him because they said there was no money in that. How many have ever heard that before? Your parents saying, please don't go in that career field because there's no money in that. Drop a 1 in the chat if you've heard that before. Some of you all raised your hands. Yes, you've heard that. You've heard that if you go into this major, if you go into that career, there won't be any money in that. So I appreciate the engagement. Please make sure to engage in the chat. That helps us understand what you all are thinking about and to hear from you all. So George and I sat down and we went through the Focus 2 assessment. Dominican University utilizes that as well, just like Aurora University. And we explored his values, his interests, and his passion. And he said to me, he looked right in my face and said, I only want to do magic. And the conviction, the passion, the drive that came out of him, we had to move forward. We had to figure it out. For him, that's what made him happy. I want to ask you all. So he had to do what he wanted to do because he was passionate about it. And that's what really drove him and inspired him. But he also wanted to honor his parents. Now, I want you all to think. I want you all to think creatively and think outside the box. What majors do you believe we began to tap into to honor him wanting to be a magician? Now, that was his own innate ability, something that he was already born with. But what majors do you believe we began exploring to marry the two? Magic, okay? He wanted to go out and support people on his own. Listen to what I'm saying. And then that major. What's that major? What, give me an idea. Theater, that's a great idea. Vanessa, keep going. Theater, what, art? Entrepreneur, yes. Lorena, entrepreneur. What else? Psychology, finance, communication. You all are thinking. Entrepreneurship, yes. We began to dip into business. Why? Because he was going to be his own entrepreneur. Listen to me, you all. When you're working with career services and we understand your values, your interests, and your passions, and you say to us, this is what I'm passionate about, I want to go in this path. There are ways to create your career, okay? And so you all can look him up today. His name on Instagram is GS Magic, G for George, S for Stanton, Magic. And you will see that he continues to travel around the US and he brings all different types of people together with his own magic. So I wanted to share that story. I thought it was a great way to begin our time together. Please know that you are going to get very familiar, if you're not already familiar with career services. I will continue to speak their praises because of the work that they do, that they continue to do, and how much they help students like you. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was inspiring. If you check out his page, he's really, really dope. So I wanted to share that. All right. So who am I? Who is this person in the room talking to you all? All right, Friday. So I'm Sherry S. Wick. I am a licensed clinical professional counselor. Let's go. I hope I'm saying your name right, Lorena. I am, that's right, dope hype woman. Yes. I am here to motivate you, to inspire you, to help you get on fire in a healthy way so that you can pursue your dreams, your goals, whatever your aspirations are. So by trade, by naturalness, organicness, I like to make up words as well. I'm a clinician. I'm a clinician at heart. I'm a clinician in my spirit. And so I'm the owner of Holistically Divine Counseling. We're a private practice where I provide therapy as well as Moments of Mindfulness. We're a store, and TGOC, we offer continuing education for those that are in the counseling, social work field. I also adjunct at Benedictine University, National Louis, and I love movement. I have begun to appreciate movement so much more. And actually, I want to credit something to Tori Nair this morning. She posted about some exciting news. I'm not sure if she's sharing with everyone, but she has something exciting coming up in 2024. I believe there was a quote that says, I am not, Tori, what is it? I'm not thankful to just move my body, but something like I'm grateful because I can.
Yeah, it was basically like, I don't work out because it's like a chore to work out. I work out because I'm blessed to be able to work out. And yeah, so, and that's 100% my philosophy.
Absolutely. And I from Tori's story, and I know that she and we have had a relationship for some years now. She had some various ailments within her body that she took care of, and I did as well. So now I appreciate being able to move my body because, you know, it can be taken away from you. So I do hardstyle, kettlebell, and animal flow. If you don't know where that is, check it out. It's a great way to engage mind-body connection. Have you visited? So career services about a little 50-50. Some say yes, some say no. Okay. What is career services? Exactly. We'll talk about it. All right. Okay, Tori, I don't know. I think y'all gonna have to do some events where folks can find friends in career services office.
I mean, it looks like it, yeah.
It looks like it. You all already have free coffee, water, food, so you might as well. All right. What impacts your career? Yes, at 82%, values, passions, and interests. Absolutely. And it looks like folks know you pretty well, Tori.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. And folks are already answering. Oh, Alexis, being a social worker in police stations. Yes. To get inspired. Marisol, criminal justice, social work, law enforcement. Okay. All right. Forensic psychology. Yes. Let's show the results. Now you all should be able to see the results in 3, 2, 1. Yes. All right. Have you visited career services? It's about 50-50, a little under. For those that have visited career services, you know the various resources that they offer, but you know how important it is for career services to review your resume, cover letter, but also to hear your story, to connect you with folks that are in the field because they have that. For those that have not, please, if you don't take away anything out of today's conversation, I want you to take away this. Visit and hang out with the Friends of Career Services. They have a wealth of knowledge that you do not have to pay for. And we know that knowledge is power. So please, if you do not take anything away, I want you to take away this. Hang out with them. They will give you an abundant amount of information for you to be successful in your career field. What support can career services provide you with? It sounds like they're going to be providing you with ability to make friends as well, but there's networking, resume, cover letter. There's an opportunity. Oh, we have networking twice. Did you see that? I think I was trying to give you the answer. No, that was a mistake. They have support with internships, but graduate schools as well, and informational interviews, which if you come to later, another session, we'll be talking about informational interviews. You do not have to take money out of your pocket and pay career services. You do not. You know why? It's already embedded in your tuition. You're already paying for it in your tuition. So why not take advantage of it? It's already being paid for in your tuition. But no, you do not have to come out of pocket. It is a resource for you. But also, here's something to know. This is a resource for you forever. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said forever. So when you graduate and things change in your life and you're like, oh my goodness, I need support with my resume. I'm entering into a new field or I'm elevating in my field and I want my resume to communicate my leadership, talk to career services. They'll be there. Okay. They will be there to support you. All right. What impacts your career choice? You all hit it. Values, passions, and interests. Values, passions, and interests. And if you know Tori, you know that she loves her family and her students and you all. She also loves Oreos and Disney. Okay. So thank you all so much for participating. I hope that you were able to take away something there. And it looks like you all have shared your responses in the chat. So I so appreciate it. For those that are still typing, continue typing. You're going to get some information out of this workshop that adds to the information that you've already shared. So you all have given me your value. You all have given me your interest and your major. Let me ask you this. Listen up, listen up, listen up. Let me ask you this. For those that were able to list their value, was that your same value from in high school compared to today? For those that listed your value, yes, Jessica said yes, yes, no, for some, no. Keep going, nope, nope, yes, yes. So the question is that the same value from high school to today? Some say yes, some say nope, some say no. Yes and no. What changed? For those that said no, what made it different from high school to college? What made it life experiences? That's it. Not being around certain friends, mindset change. I grew up. That's right, Trent. I know that's right. Different schedule and change of pace. Ooh, Claudia said, reality. Reality experiences, lifestyle. As I got older, I saw what was more important to me, different interests. It's been 30 years, you grew up, I hear you. Yes, exposure and learning of another career path, work environment, independence, yes. So what does that tell us? That our experiences, work environments, family, friends, they can, or we can experience a difference in our values. Our values can change. That's important because that gives us permission to change. What do they say? The only thing that's constant is change. And so when we lean into it, when we embrace it, it doesn't feel as tight and as rigid and as uncomfortable as often it feels, right? So what are values? What are values? Oh, before that, I got so excited. I love quotes. Tori loves quotes. For those that have hung out with me before, you know that I love quotes. So this quote says what? Watch your thoughts. They become your what? Words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny. What stands out to you? What word stands out to you? Did you feel inspired? Had you ever seen this quote before? Let us know in the chat. What word stood out to you? Thoughts, destiny, become. Love this quote. Yes, yes, your destiny. I think that might have been the same Donovan that hung out with us last night. I don't know, but I hope so. Hey, friend. Yes. Actions, habits, destiny, become. Yes. Character. Yes. Yes. First time Pamela has ever seen that quote. I think that's what the chat said, possibly. Actions. What does this quote mean to you, if at all anything? What does it mean to you, if at all anything? Share in the chat. If at all anything, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? Yes. If at all anything, what does it mean? To better myself, to be aware of your actions. Thoughts have power. Let me tell you something about that one. I have to take a deep breath on that one. Let me tell you, our thoughts can change your behaviors. Now, you all are like, yes, absolutely. But listen, if your thoughts of yourself in particular are negative, are always criticizing you, are always saying that you might not be enough. When we think about career, those same thoughts will show up when you're in your job. That which will limit your ability to be successful. Yeah, so remember that our thoughts impact our actions, our behaviors. Sebastian said to think more positively and proactively. And let me tell you something, right? As a clinician, I want to say life is hard, y'all. For real. Life is hard. Okay. And so sometimes we're not always going to be positive. That's all right. It's what happens after that. It's giving yourself room to think about what's going on. It's giving yourself room to understand what's impacting you, what's taking away your energy. Okay. So when we talk about career, when you're hanging out with the friends of career services, they want to get a better understanding of you, just like we got an understanding of George Stanton, his values, his interests, his passions, his purpose, to be able to build this career for you. You have to be able to share, but to be able to share, you have to do some self-reflection. So when you scan that QR code, you will be brought to the Focus 2 assessment. Now, Tori has shared that everyone has had access to it. So I want to know, drop a 1 in the chat if you have taken the Focus 2 assessment. Drop a 1 in the chat. Who has taken the Focus 2 assessment? Let's see. We have some ones. Yes, last year, yes. For those that took it last year, we might encourage you to take it again this year, right? Tori, what do you share regarding the Focus 2 as far as how often folks should take it?
Yeah, I think that, so I know we require you all to take it for your freshman year in IDS 1200 FYE. We require you all to take it, but it is actually something that you can take again. And a lot of times it's beneficial to take again, because coming in, like you just said, like you all said earlier about how maybe some of your values shifted from high school to now because of your experiences or maturity or independence. The same thing is true with your skill, your interests, your person, all those things that the Focus 2 looks at. So what I always recommend is, one, just going back and looking at your results now, maybe a year later, just be like, what did it say for me last year? Because you probably not remember. And then to go take it again and see if you get the same results, something different. But the Focus 2 is, and hopefully you got this from FYE, the Focus 2 is not going to tell you what to do, right? It's going to give you suggestions of careers and of interests and of things that might be of interest to you, majors and things like that. And it's going to give you themes. So that's what you want to keep an eye on, as themes. Like, okay, I'm noticing a lot of these are leadership roles. Maybe I see myself in a leadership role, or I notice a lot of these are in education. Do I want to be a teacher, or maybe I want to work in a different role in education? But think about that. And that's where we can come in and help. So you might look at it and see those things right away, and that's great. But you might be like, Tori, I'm confused now. I don't know what it means. And then you can come in and talk with us, and we can kind of go through it with you. But again, it's not going to be like, you need to be this thing. And maybe even that thing that's at the top of that list is something that you're like, no way do I want to do that. Like, I've had students who said that, like, why is it telling me this? It doesn't mean you have to be that. It doesn't mean that you have to be that. It is saying that based on what you've included, which is a small snippet of who you are, they're recommending things based on what other people have included for their results, right? And so there are more careers out there than exist on Focus 2, than exist online. And so they're not going to know all the things out there, but we look at those themes and we look at our reactions to the results, because you might look at your results and be like, oh, like your gut reaction is automatically no. Well, why? Why is that? Why is that? And Sherry's going to talk more about that, but that's important to think about. So it's not just, oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, move on. It's, well, why don't I want to do that? Or why did I have that immediate reaction? I was just meeting with a student earlier today who said she just kind of sees something that sounds interesting and just goes for it. And I said, that's great, but think about why you're going for it. Why does that interest you? Is it just because of, for a lot of it was money, she needed stability, or is it because what interests you about that over this? And so that's something that we're going to talk more about in the session.
Take it, retake it, understand it, and watch that visceral, the physiological reaction. You will experience that. Absolutely, you will experience that. Check in with yourself. Your body talks to you. So what are values? What are values? We have on the slide here, they're internalized cognitive structures that guide your choices. Sure, absolutely. Basic principles that align you with the right or wrong decision for you, but then also we find meaning in our values and from our values. There's this fundamental understanding that our values govern our life. We all have similar values, or we might even share the same values, but our why that we have it might be different. I'll tell you this, my values are God, okay? Faith, God, and within that is love, service, and family. Now that has shifted. In high school, it was fun. It was still service. I was doing volunteer service in high school. In grammar school, I was a part of, what were the Girl Scouts? I almost forgot. That is service. So that is a value that has stuck with me, okay? As I grew up, family began to be interwoven in my value system, all right? Values help. I like to say that values are our operating system. And here's how we know. When something impacts you deep down and you can't put your name on it, it's likely your value. It's likely that someone or something has touched on your value. For example, who in here values advocacy? In my other group yesterday, we had a lot of folks that value advocacy. We got some hands raised. Yes, yes, yes. Put in there again in the chat. What are your values? Drop it in the chat. What are some of your values? Drop them in. Advocacy, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Independence, honesty, absolutely. We saw a lot of supporting others, family, friends, stability, community, respect, acceptance, advocacy, loyalty, compassion, honesty. Yes, keep them coming, keep them coming. Simplicity. Oh, yes. Respect, equity, integrity. I'm seeing simplicity. That's new for today. That's new for today. Hardworking, family. And there, for those that are putting it in the chat and for those that are thinking about it and raising your hand, you have to think about your why. Why? Where did that come from? A lot of time our values are passed down from family, from friends, right? And some of that stays with us. And then as we begin to experience life, as we begin to engage in more self-reflection, our values shift. You all shared that in the chat, right? Our values shift, but then we do then have some core values that we stick with. And that then, as I mentioned, begins to be our operating system. Values I'd share with the other group. When you think about a tree, what's underneath the tree? What's helping the tree grow? What's planted underneath the ground? Y'all put it in the chat. Roots. Yes, our values keep us rooted. Our values keep us rooted. It supports us in figuring out which way we want to go. Okay, so remember that our values equal roots. So later on, when you're hanging out with us and we're talking about internships and we're talking about informational interviews, you're going to think about, what are my values? Okay, well, if advocacy is one of my values and I'm looking at this organization, and although I can make some great money there, when I look at the mission and vision, I don't see that they're advocating for people or for animals. And so I'm not really sure if I want to work with that company, but maybe I can learn a little bit more. Maybe I can actually talk with them and learn a little bit more. So really remember that our values can guide us if allowed. Now, sometimes we throw away our values or we push them to the side for various reasons. You all talked about life experiences, but remember, hold on to your values. Hold on to engaging in self-reflection. What are interests? Give me some examples of your interests. Put it in the chat. What are some of your interests? Interests are an attitude characterized by need or desire, right? It's giving attention to something. What are your interests? Children, yes, Jessica. Interest, likely to work with children. Business process. Well, Vanessa, I needed you when I started my business, okay? Creativity, altruism. Yes, it's a value. Traveling. Casey said traveling. Mission trips. Maybe then Marisol, that your value is service, possibly. I'm not sure, but possibly. Helping others. Sports. Yes, Jennifer. What else are your interests? Freedom for creativity. Working with people who are impaired. Yes. Teaching, traveling, creativity. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's keep going. What are your passions? What happens when you feel passionate about something? What goes in your body, you all, when you feel passionate? When you feel passionate about something, what do you experience? I want to hear from you all. What do you experience? Happiness? Yes. What else? What else do you experience when you feel passionate? Lots of energy. Yes. Ooh, is your name was that Aaliyah? Oh my goodness. My heart. I hope I said it correctly. Motivation, purpose, fulfillment, excitement, a rush of joy. Yes, drive. Can you all tell that I am passionate to be here with you all? Can you all tell through my energy? I am yes, I feel uplifted when I'm with you all. And I wish I could see you all, but the engagement in the chat is beautiful. You know that I am genuinely here to motivate you all. And I feel passionate about it. Keep going. What's purpose? What is purpose? The reason for which something is done or for which something exists. What's your purpose? This might be a big question. That's okay if you don't know yet. It's okay if you don't know yet, but what's your purpose? Now, purpose is something that is natural, it's organic, it just comes up. Pamela says it's to help people, to make my family proud. That's huge. Jennifer, that's huge. Helping children grow in life, helping children. Not sure yet. That's all right, Spencer. Not sure yet. That's all right. Know that it will find you when you're ready to receive it. It will find you when you're ready to receive it. It's to assist, help my family. Not sure yet, but you will. Loving others, consistently being there for people. Yes. Here's what I want you all to remember. Hold on to this. Your purpose will show up when you're ready to receive it. It's already embedded in you. It actually just happens naturally. Let me give you an example. Something like just talking with people. As a child, you might have just talked with people or you listened to others. You were engaged. It was easy for you. And when I say easy, you didn't have a lot of nerves. You didn't feel like you couldn't do it. It just happened. There's something with talking to people that's embedded in your purpose. What is it? Is it counseling? No. Maybe it's leadership though. Maybe it's inspiring others. Maybe it's that you're creating a podcast that's going to inspire millions of people. But there's this experience of when you open your mouth, people listen. Or maybe you've always been good with numbers. You have a family business and your parents, whomever raised you, saw that you were really great with numbers. It just rolled off your head, right? Rolled off your head, rolled out of your mouth. That can be your purpose. Remember, purpose is not something that you have to find. It will find you. It's already embedded in you. So hold on to that. Do you have to know it now? No, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. But when it's time, it will come out and you'll feel it. You'll feel passionate when you're in your purpose. Your interests will continue to grow. You'll feel more rooted and planted. Did that impact anyone just now? Understanding values, interests, passions, purpose. Drop a 2 in the chat if you were able to experience an aha moment or a revelation or anything like that. Yes.
Hey,
okay.
Sherry,
yes.
Sherry, we have
yes.
a question from Spencer. He asked, which is more important, purpose, mission, or vision?
Oh my gosh, Spencer, blessings to you. Ask the question one more time. And I just got chills. Ask it one more time.
Which is more important, purpose, mission, or vision?
Yes. And so what I'm doing right now, Spencer, is slowing down my brain. Your purpose and your mission will align. Which one is more important? It's not that it's more important, but what happens is they all become interwoven. So if I had a little bit more fingers, or if I had like yarn, I can show you how it kind of just, it's interwoven all together. Okay. Your purpose, your mission. What was the other one?
Purpose, mission, or vision.
Purpose, mission, or vision. Now let's talk about this. Your vision is being driven by your mission and purpose. Your vision is being driven. Whatever it is that is in front of you that you hold near and dear to your heart, it came from that mission and that purpose. Am I clear there so far? So it's not about it being the most important. It's about what do I have within me? What has been given to me, whether that's through family, whether that's been through life experiences, Spencer, whether that's been however you've been impacted. That purpose, that mission guides, it's almost like a river. It guides to this vision. Okay. It's not that it's more important. Now, let me tell you what happens though. Sometimes our mission and that purpose, other things happen. Other things happen in life that can shift it. That just means that for this season in your life, we have to put that down for whatever reason. A lot of times it's health. A lot of times it's health, you all. That we're not able to do what we need to do or what we want to do or what we've been given to do because of health. That's okay because we can pivot, we can rotate. A lot of times it's family. So when you all take career courses, right, and when you learn about career services, we learn that a while ago, your parents, right, so your grandparents and their parents, they went into working, getting a job because they had to take care of their family. So sure, they might have had a mission and a purpose that was bigger, but they wanted to focus on their family. And so they pivot. A lot of entrepreneurs or a lot of people that are within that 1 percentile of business owners, CEOs, they began working so that they can build their dynasty, if you want to say it that way, but then so that they could retire a bit early to do some of the things that are mission driven, right, or purpose driven. Spencer, did I answer the question? Was it clear? If not, I can keep going. How are we doing? Anybody else comes from a question? Anyone else have a question about what I said? Tori, I want to ask you to lean into that question as well. What do you believe? Your purpose, your mission, and your vision.
I agree with you, Sherry. I think all of these things, even the value, interest, all that stuff, it all is interwoven, right? It's all part of who we are, and how it is portrayed or when we choose to kind of call on different things is different depending on where we're at in life. So I think that we all have certain, and I think our values inform our mission, our vision, inform our purpose. So all these things kind of like, I think you're right, Sherry, it's all interwoven. Like it can't be separate. So I don't think there's anyone that's more important, but I do think they're all important to focus on each individually as well as together.
Yes.
To kind of see. And I think the more we explore these values, interests, all that stuff, it's all going to become clearer. And again, like Sherry said earlier, it's not something you have to figure out like today or tomorrow. Like it's going to be, you figure it out over life. Life happens and you start to figure things out.
Yes. And I want to give an example to that. Listen, life happens and you figure it out, you all. Life happens. We didn't just know this because we woke up one day and then here we are. Right? We experienced life, but we engaged in a lot of self-reflection. And self-reflection just means allow yourself 10 minutes each day, once a week. I'm pro each day, but hey, and to identify what's going on. How did this experience impact you? What have you learned? But let me give you an example. The reason why, here's what I've learned more recently. The reason why, so I thought that I wanted my own business was only because of me watching my mom, single parent, come home unhappy, crying, hurting because of the way she was treated in corporate America. She was in computer programming. There weren't a lot of Black women that were in computer programming during her time. And so I thought throughout my life, and I'm telling you all, this is a recent self-reflection that I've learned about myself in the last few months. I thought that was the only reason why I wanted to own my own business, because I wanted to make sure that nothing like that ever happened to me or happened to anyone else that worked for me. And guess what I learned? So everything that I did was around getting myself prepared for my own business. Now, it took me different ways, but essentially the vision was still there on my own business. Do you all know, guess what? Oh my goodness. It's so fresh. Not only was that a part of my narrative, but entrepreneurship has been in my family. Entrepreneurship has been in my family. So that has been a mission within my family. It has been something that has passed down, this energy that has continued to be passed down. And it wasn't until I started doing my own genogram to understand it's like a career genogram to understand everyone in my family, the work that they did. Most of the individuals started their own business, had their own business, or creating their own business. Now, unfortunately, I can't talk with some of them because they passed away, but wow, that was mind blowing. So it for me, it felt like, yes, love genograms. For me, it felt like that was just something that was already going to be a part of my destiny. All right, so I wanted to share that. All right, you all, in your document, that document that's in the chat, in your document, you're going to write down some more values. Yes, you all already know your values, but we're going to continue practicing them. So click on that link, have that document up. I want you to have a split screen because you're going to see a few values in a moment. You're only going to have, there's the link, click on it, split screen, you're going to see some values. Now, I want you all, you're only going to have about 45 seconds to go through them. Write down for each slide. I didn't say this for my last group, but I'm going to try to say it to here. Do not be upset with me. For each slide, you can only pick one value that stands out. Don't leave. For each slide, you can only pick one value. Are you ready? You have your document up, set, and I'm trying to just get my timer. And here on for each slide, I think I have 5 slides, you all. So for each slide, you can only pick one value. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Anticipation, drum roll, and go. Oh, just kidding. Were you all ready? Here we go. Go. All right, 45 seconds has started. Go ahead and put it in your document. You could put it in the chat too, but one value. This might be difficult. It's okay if it's difficult. It's not the end all be all. Authenticity, equality, yes. Excuse me, balance, achievement. Oh, courage. Oh my goodness, that's a big one. Balance. Oh yes, challenge. We're at 10 seconds. Okay, hold on to it. Are you ready? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next slide. Here we go. Go. Next slide. Only one. Put it in your note. Put it, consistency, discipline, empathy, forgiveness, faith, determination, dedication, fitness. Yes. Organized. That's, ooh, yes. Family, excellence. Yes. There is no such thing as perfectionism. There is no such thing as perfect, but there is a such thing as excellence. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Dedication, flexibility. We're at 10 seconds. Determination, forgiveness, empathy. We're at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Next slide. Here we go. All right. Keep going. Keep going. Next slide. Fearless, growth, hard work. Yes. Make sure you're writing integrity. Make sure you're writing in your document as well. Harmony, reliable, honesty, humor. Yes. Laughter is medicine to your soul. Yes, it is. Individuality, intuitive. Yes. Guidance, Pamela Black. I love it. Yes. We're at 15 seconds. Joy. Joy comes from within. No one can give you joy. Only you can give you joy. Yes. Okay. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. Next slide. What do we have here? Next slide. Did it go to the next slide? I think it did, possibly. Yes. Meaningful relationships, purpose, simplicity, professionalism, respect, positivity, optimism, motivation, reliability, productivity, power. Yes. Your power is going to come from within. Absolutely. Love. Yes. Openness. Okay, we're at 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Next. Okay, here we go. Did we do honor? We did meaningful relationships. I saw that. Okay, here we go. All right. Go ahead. Thanks for your grace, you all. Go ahead. What else do you have? Self-respect, strength, wisdom, teamwork, service, wisdom. Yes, uniqueness, unity, silence. Yes, I have to have some silence every day, just about 5 to 10 minutes. Yes, transparency, self-development, sensitivity. Yes, support, security, spirituality, simplicity. Yes, teamwork. This is the last slide, structure. All right, beautiful. What was that like, you all? Was that easy? Was that difficult? Was it easy to pick one value out of each slide, or was it a bit challenging? Be honest. Be honest. It was fun. Oh, wait, it's fun a value, or it was hard to pick only one? No, in all caps. Challenging, thought-provoking. Adrian, I think that's Adrian. Why thought-provoking? Tell me more. Tell me more. It was nice to be able to reflect. What was it? Why was it thought-provoking? It wasn't easy to pick just one, but I like seeing the different values and how they apply to my life. Yes, it was easy to pick. Oh, what? I missed that one. Someone said something was confusing. You're required to think about what you value most. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. In this season of your life, this semester, I want you to think about what you value the most. Sometimes our values, we might have 12 values, but sometimes they're going to elevate depending on what's going on in your life right now. And that's okay. Pivot with it, move with it. That's all right. You're not dismissing your values. You're not honoring them. It's just more about that right now in your life during this time, there are some other things that are requiring your values to really showcase itself. Okay. So in honoring time, I want to show you all a couple of worksheets that I really want you all to engage in to add to your self-reflection. So the left one, scan it on your phone, the QR code. The left one is for your SWOT analysis. How many have heard of SWOT? How many have heard of SWOT? Drop a 1 in the chat if you've heard of SWOT. Yep. Yes. 1. Raise your hand. Thank you, Vanessa. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, come on with the emojis. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Have you ever, those have heard of a SWOT? Have you done it for yourself? Have you ever done your SWOT analysis for yourself? That's right. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A lot of people do SWOT for your job. Yeah. For a company. The companies do their own SWOT analysis, but have you ever done it for yourself? If you haven't, I want you to do it. This can be a part of your own self-reflection. Now, why would you do it? Why do you think you would do it? I was going to answer that, but I want to know from you all. Why do you think we would do a SWOT analysis on ourselves? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What are to understand yourself better? Yes. What else? Self-reflection. Yes. To better understand ourselves. Yes. Self-improvement. Yes. It also helps you to understand how to then communicate this to employers. If you're interviewing for a volunteer opportunity, if you're interviewing for an internship, if you're interviewing for a job, wait a minute. If you're just talking to someone to conduct an informational interview, understanding who you are in a way of utilizing SWOT analysis allows you to first self-reflect, then second, understand, and then to be able to communicate what you've learned. Employers love that. That's one of the biggest reasons why we have interviews. First, do you know who you are? Can't tell you who you are, but do you know who you are? Are you able to share areas of growth? Are you able to share with employers what you're doing to grow yourself? Employers value, as all people do, for the most part, we value this understanding of, hey, what are some things, or how can I grow in this area? What would be an example of threats for a SWOT analysis? Yes. Here's a threat I'm going to give you. I believe, Christina, I'm going to give you my threat. So as a clinician, a threat can be I am a clinician, and the way in which I am able to be a clinician is if I have clients. Well, when COVID hit, there were a lot of people reaching out for services. My threat is I can only meet with so many people each week. Okay, that's my threat. My threat is I can only, and what do I mean by that? Meaning, even though most places you work 40 hours a week, right? For finance, sometimes tax season that's coming up real soon, you're working at 80 hours a week. But for private practice owners and clinicians, it's really, 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 really healthy to only work about 20 to 25 hours per week because you're only doing therapy. Okay. My threat for me was I cannot support the influx of those who are needing services. So what does that mean? That means they're going elsewhere. Does that give you another example? Or here's another thing. The threat is for my business folks, those that like business processes, one of the threats was opening up my own private practice. For me, knowledge-wise, Tori and I went to the same master's program. It did not prepare us to own a business. And so my threat was I did not have the knowledge to open my own business before I did it. Okay, I didn't go to school for that. I only went to school to be a therapist. Christina, does that give you examples of threats? They also, sometimes your threats also become opportunities, right? So I didn't have the business knowledge. What did I have to do? I had to learn. Okay. Tori, do you have an idea of a threat?
I was just thinking about that as I was thinking like more personally kind of threats. I think it's, yeah, it's just things that are going to limit you or potentially could limit you. So, I think for one of the things, my goal for 2024 is to run a Disney marathon, half marathon, not full. We're not doing that, but the Disney half marathon, either the Princess or the regular one in January. But one of those threats is health, right? My health, my knee. And so I last year had to have knee surgery because of my knee. And so that was something that was a threat. I was planning on doing that race this year, but I couldn't because it was timing didn't work. So that was a threat, but then it became an opportunity for me to actually check in and do, work on my health, and get my knee fixed. And so now I'm in a better place and now doing more strength training, stretching, all the things that I should have done before, to be healthy enough to run that race. And so that is a way, I think another good example of a threat that became an opportunity, and was a great way to kind of go towards my vision of that race, running through the castle. That's my vision.
Yeah. And I appreciate you saying that, because for most of us, you all, likely our threat would be health related. Anything that would stop us from work or achieving, goals such as Tori has described. But when you think about that, that helps you to understand then where your opportunities lie. Your threats they're not there to take you out. Neither are your weaknesses. Your weaknesses, or we like to call them areas of growth, they're not there to take you out. It's not this horrible, bad thing that we have weaknesses. We do. What they are just our opportunities. So look at that mindset shift. I want you to think about that. It's not a weakness because some people are like, oh, I'm a bad person if I have weaknesses. No, absolutely not. The ability for you to say, I have some areas of growth, that is your power. That's your superpower. So remembering that. Scan the next QR code that says career journey success. When you scan it, you're going to see a document like this. Save them, use them as your self-reflection. For the career journey success one, it's reflection, understanding. You've done that here. You've assessed your values. You understand some of your missions, your purpose. Write that in there. Okay. Add in. We'll have to figure that out. I can send, actually, Charity, if you send an email to Tori Nair, I can send those documents over to her, and she can provide that to you. Absolutely. The resources there, if you come to the other talks, we're going to be talking about informational interview. So my hope is that when you fill in this document, you're going to say that by the end of March, I'm going to have scheduled an informational interview. Just a place to keep you organized. I saw a lot of people talked about organization there. Short-term, long-term goals. What are your short-term goals? What are your short-term goals for this semester? What are 2 things you want to accomplish this semester. Short-term goals could be this month. So one of my short-term goals for this month, because my long-term goal is it happens at the end of the year, I want to read 1 book each month. So my short-term goal this month is to read 1 book. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, even though it feels like it. If you take bite-sized pieces and you work on something each month, every quarter, once a week, it will get you to where you want to go. Apply for a few more jobs. That's a short-term goal Vanessa has. Who else has a short-term goal that they want to share, that they already know? Yes. Look at that. Tori, let me tell y'all, okay? I think y'all get it already, but you got to hang out in the career services office. You have to. Abundant amount of information. What else? Short-term goal. Apply to grad school. Absolutely, Jessica. You're going to build my savings account. Jamie, I'm doing that as well. $100 a month. No, I'm not doing that. Your system really amazing. Okay. I'm trying like $25, once a month. Lose 10 pounds. Yes, I would love to improve my physical health in my right arm. All right, Donovan, you can do it. Everybody, start a new workout plan that works my schedule. Bethany, some of you all talked about balance. I want to say something. Bethany's point about fitness that works in her schedule. Let me tell you all this. Are you ready to hear it? There is no such thing as work-life balance. Uh-oh. Did you hear what I said? There is no such thing as work-life balance. Do you believe me? Improve my mental health. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know, Kaylee. You don't believe me. Let me tell you why. Because you all go to school for how many hours a week? Just drop it in the chat. How many hours a week? How many hours a week do you go to school? Just give me a number. Give me a number. It's shattering my myth. 16 hours. For some of you, it might be more, right? And then who works full time? Tell me the truth. How many hours is that? You work full time, not including homework. Thank you, Gabriel. You said not including homework. I want you to include homework. 20 plus hours and including homework, plus you have a 40-hour job, plus you have a 12-hour job. And then you only have Saturday and Sunday. 65 hours, not including homework. But you're supposed to eat healthy, work out, spend time with family, spend time with friends. You might have children. You might have animals. You might have service. So how is it that there's work-life balance? There's not. There's work-life integration. And so Bethany talked about fitting fitness into their life, their schedule. So balance would look like this. I have 40 hours of work, plus 40 hours of school, plus 40 hours of hanging with friends and family, plus 40 hours of exercise. I don't have that. We don't have that. We do have the ability to integrate. So I want you to shift, because when we talk about balance, we get upset with ourselves when we're not balancing it out. I did not spend enough time with Tori. Well, I couldn't. Let me give you an example. I ran this morning before coming on here today. I was supposed to run for 2 miles, but because I wasn't able to start right away, I had to give myself permission and grace to do what I could so that I was able to not show up here all sweaty, okay? But what if I would have given myself so much criticism for not balancing it out? That's not helpful. So I want you all to shift it to work-life integration. I am integrating the things that are important to me in my life to keep me fulfilled and keep me whole. What do y'all think? Did that hit? We can still talk about it later, but did that touch you in any way? Okay. All right, you all. I so appreciate your time. I thank you all. I want you all to use the worksheets. I want you all to reflect. I want you all to understand yourselves and understand your values. Your values guide you. They support you. And a lot of times they shift between other values, but it depends on what's going on in your life. Honor it. Honor who you are. You all are amazing and beautiful human beings, and you have so much to bring to this world. We need you. Y'all, we need you. For real, like we need you. Okay? So please lean into who you are. Trust yourself and hang out with career services so they can get you where you are wanting to go where you need to go. All right. You all be well. I hope I'll see you later on this evening. If not, follow me on LinkedIn or whatever you need. Career services there, but I'm happy to be here for you. Take care, you all. I think I had one more slide. Oh, that's my motivation slide. If you're still there, Denzel, my grandfather, just kidding. If you need some motivation, these videos are very inspiring. I listen to them often. So scan it. It'll come up on YouTube so you can listen to it. All right. Thanks, you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherry.
Absolutely. Thank you.